And we're back with Nicole Amato, designer of Resistor and Lazer Ryderz.
Welcome to Design Diary, the podcast where you get to look inside my board game design notebook as well as what's going on inside my head. We look at a new word each day from the sense of mechanics, tone, theme, or inspiration for a full game. Today's word is
Abeyance, a state of temporary inactivity, suspension, used chiefly in the phrase in abeyance. I don't even know what that means. A lapse.
I was like, that doesn't make any
sense.
Used
chiefly in the phrase in abeyance. I have no. Oh, maybe it's in abeyance. Like it's the two words together.
Okay, that makes sense.
It just feels like it's missing some punctuation in this definition.
It feels like it's missing. Yeah, I was like, why is it saying the word again? I don't understand.
There's some temporary inactivity in this sentence. And then there's a lapse in succession during which there is no person in whom a title is vested. That's it's an interesting one. So I'm glad I didn't have to write this one.
I really felt like the lapse in succession during which there's no person in whom a title is vested. I feel like that's like a game in itself, like a game in which the ruler has died.
Yeah.
And either you're trying to find the new ruler or you're trying to figure out how the ruler died. And maybe each player is a suspect in the untimely demise, and one of them is definitely the killer. Here I go again. I'm like, hidden roll. So everybody's trying to prove their innocence. I thought that might be like a cool thing. And like when I was writing this out, I was thinking about Armello. Have you played Armello?
No, but I was just going to ask you, like, what's a cool like hidden role game that I probably don't know. So you've probably answered that.
Well, Armello is a video game that's like a board game. It's like basically like a digital. I hesitate to say that it's a digital board game because it's like there are definitely parts of it that are like I don't think you could translate to a board game, but it's just like
it like feels a little bit like that.
Yeah, and there's like a character that's like the king, and the king is dying, and there are like 4 different ways that you can win, and it's like a 4-player kind of game. But like I thought it would be cool because they're each one is a different animal.
Oh, cool.
So I was like, oh, it'd be cool if it was like the king or queen, if it was like Animal Kingdom. So it was like the king died and he was like a panda, and then each of the other players were like, you know, animals, and they were trying to prove their innocence about like why they didn't kill the king, and like maybe they each had different like motivations and stuff like that.
That's like I did a game called Blood Royals, and the first line was just the king is dying, and to me that's an amazing 4 words. Like there's just like anything can happen from there, and that's in ours. Weird stuff happens, and it's basically just like people take over. But that's like you ever read those like I don't know like 6-word stories where
yes, I was just gonna say
it's
that.
Just like the coolest thing.
Yeah.
And to me, that the king is dying is you could make 100 games from there, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
The time where no person or human title is vested it's neat. It's almost like what's the word I was thinking of? It's just like I can't remember the word I was thinking of. It's just it's like dibs. Like I got dibs. Like
right.
That's not even what I was thinking, but just like it's open and wild, and anything can happen at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a cool like it could sort of be like a post-apocalyptic thing.
Right.
It could be super real world, like foreclosure law where I used to work, which is the first thing that I thought of with this. So and that's why I'm glad I didn't have the word, because I would have had to go into that boring nonsense. Cool. Did anything else come up with it?
So the other thing, I tried to look at the first part of the definition that talked about state of temporary inactivity, suspension. And so I don't know if you know this, but Anthony and I are watching all of Star Trek from start to finish.
No, I didn't, and I've only seen 1 episode of any Star Trek ever. So, if you, I
had never seen Star Trek before this, so.
And you're starting at the very, very beginning?
We started at TOS. So what was the 1 episode that you've seen? Was it TNG?
Next Generation episode 1, I think, starts out on a beach. Am I thinking of the right one? I don't know. I never saw any, and I'll go through all the shows I've never seen anything of, and I've never seen Doctor Who. I've never seen a single Doctor Who anything. I've never seen any like Battlestar Galactica. I've never seen any of Firefly or any of that stuff. I've never seen any Star Trek. All these things. So I, at one point, wanted to make a website which was just like, if you were going to have the best episode of any show, like any series, for somebody to watch for the first one, because often the first episode isn't the best one. Like, if you're going to watch one episode to see if you like this or not, what is it? And I'm curious if the first episode was it for you.
Well, we watched the original series, which was grueling. Okay. That took me like 6 years to do, and then we watched the next, and the original series is only 3 seasons. And then we watched the Next Generation in like 8 months. I'm not kidding. And that's like 7 seasons. And then we watched Deep Space Nine in, I want to say, like 2.5 months. And that's also 7 seasons. We just annihilated that one. Oh my
God. 7 seasons.
And we just started Voyager, which is really bad. Like, it's really, really bad. But,
what kept you going during the early ones? Like, just the commitment to just doing it?
Yes.
But it wasn't, like, the show wasn't keeping you going.
The original series, I'm not kidding, I would be like, I can't do this anymore, and then I just wouldn't watch it for, like, a year. And, like, I told Anthony, I was like, I'm in this from start to finish. I'm gonna watch the animated series, which is that comes after the original series. Yo, I did not. I didn't
even know there was one. Yeah,
it's so bad. It is so bad.
Like, everybody compares Star Trek to Star Wars. Like, I'm like the biggest Star Wars fan, whatever, in this town. I don't know. just a big Star Wars fan. I haven't even seen all of the Star Wars stuff, and like, I haven't seen any of the animated. I've seen a little bit of the Clone Wars series, barely any Rebels, just because I didn't have the channel and things like that.
Rebels is so good.
Yeah, I mean, the little bit I've seen was good, but it wasn't accessible, and I just prefer live action stuff altogether, because I can get more into the characters, I can relate more, and it sucks me in. But that doesn't mean I don't want to watch the other stuff. I just haven't. So the fact that I haven't done that, I could never make it through all those Star Trek ones.
I mean, Voyager's pretty like challenging so far. Like, we're like close to done season 2, I think, and finally today we watched an episode that I was like, I liked that.
What was the LeVar Burton series? Like, when was he in it?
That was the Next Generation. LeVar Burton, that was he was the Next Generation.
Okay. Was Next Generation good?
Next Generation's exquisite.
Okay. That's the one that I thought I heard, and that's the one episode I watched, I believe.
It's very good. And Deep Space Nine was also amazing.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Deep
Space Nine was like grittier. But so the whole reason I brought this up was because there was a Voyager episode where they the premise of Voyager is that they got teleported to another quadrant of the universe, right? So they're no longer in the Alpha Quadrant, which is where Earth is. They're in the Delta Quadrant. So they're 70 years away, going at top speed to get back home. And they're explorers. So every chance they get, the captain's oh, a rogue thing. Let's check it out. The joke Anthony and I make is she does not want to get home. She just will do anything. So they find this meteor, and they're oh, let's teleport a piece of the meteor onto the ship. And it turns out that what they teleport is this godlike being who was trapped inside of it. And it was his prison. So he was trapped in there for 300 years. So that I thought about Abeyance as a state of temporary inactivity suspension, where what if there's a situation where you're suspended in space or time, maybe out of punishment, or maybe you don't know why you're there and you're trying to figure out why you're there.
That's neat. You know what would go really well with that is the new mechanic that I'm seeing, there was a whole bunch of on pub and things like that, is sand timers. You give somebody a sand timer and they're just time out,
Right. Have you ever played Josh Temkin's game with all the sand timers where you're moving?
Wartime. It's the best game ever.
Yeah. That game is stressful.
It is the most stressful, like, what is it, 8 minutes or something?
Yes.
I played it way back at, like, on Pub 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember, or probably both. And I was just like, this is amazing. I'm surprised that this isn't out. And it's just the most stressful, like, 8 minutes ever, and then it's done. And then it's like, do you want to play again? And it's like, no way, I can't. Like, I have to walk away.
I'm sweating. I can't. Yeah. I can't live like this.
and now it's out, and I don't have it, so I have to. I haven't seen it. Like, I usually just buy it at physical game stores,
right?
But I haven't seen it.
Who published it? What's it called again?
It's Wartime. I think
Wartime.
one word, and I think Z-Man published it.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. It took off really well, but I haven't seen it anywhere.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
I did see it on Amazon, and I should just buy it. I like to support Josh and everything, and I really like the game. It's just wild. And there's another game that is like that apparently that other people have always said that reminds them of, but I don't know what it is, and I never played it. I think it was a space game from years ago.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
But that's what I was just listening to Ludology the other day, and Gil Hova said, or no, I think it wasn't Gil, it was Jeff Engelstein said that Unpub was loaded with sand timers. Like, everybody had them in their games.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I guess it's that thing that's coming back. And last year was, I don't even know what last year was at Unpub. Everybody had.
Last year it was
like Roll and Write.
Yes, I'm like, it's the thing where you write the thing.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah. Everybody had them.
Yeah, I think I even had them.
Yeah.
Both years I did not pay attention to anything and just ran my game a couple times and hung out with people I know.
I mean, that's the way to do it sometimes.
Yeah. Cool. So I guess we should tell everybody how to get in touch with you and how to find your stuff.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter at CBFort, which is stands for Cardboard Fortress Games. And again, you can check out our website, but I haven't updated. Maybe by the time this comes out, I'll be embarrassed into updating it.
This will be out in like a week, so.
Oh crap!
Sorry to.
That's definitely not enough time.
What? And just so everybody knows the games that you've come up with. So Cardboard Fortress is not a publisher; it's a design duo, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah.
It's one of those things that's always like, I guess people don't understand.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
you come up with this name and then your stuff comes out and it's not that name.
Right.
So
we've kind of done like, so we ran a Kickstarter for Resistor and then it got picked up by Level 99. So
yes,
we
so you did publish it.
Yeah, we did like the first half of the self-published part, but then like not like the printing and shit. Like, they took care of all that. And then with Lazer Ryderz, Greater Than Games, like, they signed that, and then they like ran the Kickstarter and stuff. And then with Centipede, IDW came to us and was like, "Hey, do you guys want to make a game?" So we've done like,
you've
three
had
like
very different approaches.
So we've had like 3 completely different experiences. And then of course we did Spin Me Right Round for Button Shy Games.
It's true, which was show me this game at a con, and
that game's so fun. We love that game.
I know, it's awesome. Cool. All right. Well, and that's the first one where you are credited as Nicole Amato.
Yeah, it is.
Right? Was Centipede like that?
Nope. Centipede says Nicole Klein.
So it's the only one.
Yeah, the only one so far.
Awesome. Okay, well, this was a lot of fun. We'll have to do it again sometime.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. See ya.